Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Space Godzilla 21 and today I'm going to talk about my top 10 favorite RPG games. Now keep in mind that these are all my personal opinion, and if you don't agree, well then sorry. And if you want to put your own top favorite, please write a comment below explaining them. Alright, here we go. Starting at number 1, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Now this is the first Grand Theft Auto I ever played, and actually the first RPG I ever played. I was probably maybe 6 or 7 when I played this game, and I quite enjoyed it. It's pretty old now, but it was still really good at its time. I always remember though getting stuck at this airplane level, so I don't think I've ever beat it. Otherwise, this was a pretty good game at its time. I really enjoyed the story. Even when I was a little kid, I could still understand how complex it was. And it got pretty serious at times, and sometimes it was just plain fun. I also remember getting 6 stars, and every cop car would be replaced by a tank, so it was pretty hard to survive, but it was pretty crazy. So that's why this game comes in its top 10 though, because of its graphics kind of not as good, and just because it's so old. Otherwise, it's a really good game. Second on the list is Saints Row 1. Now this game could have been better, except for it came out at the same time as San Andreas, and in comparison, San Andreas is a much better game, having flying vehicles, tons of clothing, and a vigorous map and story. Now Saints Row 1 is still a good game, but it's better multiplayer wise than single player wise. In single player, there's no flying vehicles or any of that. It's more customizing than anything else, which you didn't really see much back in the day like this. I also got this game after the Saints Row servers were shut down, so I don't know how good the multiplayer was. But according to some friends, they said it was really good because you could make your own gangs and stuff. But I'll never know since the servers are down. Coming in at number 3 is Fallout New Vegas. Now this game is really good and very addictive, but some problems are, it gets too easy way too fast in the game. I catch myself playing for 30 minutes and already becoming the top dog sometimes. Because it has 4 endings, and every time you replay it just seems like it gets easier and easier. I've even beaten the game on hardcore and felt it was a little too easy. Well, compared to Fallout 3, this game is like the child version of the series. But it's still a very good game and I recommend it. Here we have number 4, Assassin's Creed. Now I'm going to say this game has the greatest story to any game I've ever seen. It's just fantastic. And the gameplay is amazing. Hopping over buildings, assassinating people. It's a really great game. It just has a fascinating story. Probably the only problem I have with Assassin's Creed, and probably all the Assassin's Creed, is all the collectibles if you're trying to find them. It just feels like there's way too many. Like Assassin's Creed 2 has 200 feathers, this has like hundreds of flags. Otherwise, this is probably one of the best games I've ever played. Coming in number 5 is Infamous. Now this is the first RPG I ever played for PS3, and I must say it's probably my most favorite. Now I really like this game for its powers and your choices. You can either be good or evil. And depending on your good or evil choices, you can have like more evil powers or more good powers. It's just really awesome. And I really like the characters. Like they did a good job with the characters in this story. And overall, it's just a really great game. If you're a PlayStation player and you haven't played this yet, I highly recommend you do so. And number 6, we have Fallout 3. This game, when this came out, this was one of the most incredible RPGs known to date. It was very big for its time, really good graphics, great story, a lot of replay value, customization, weapons. This game had it all. And it was just great. People loved it. And then they made a new one afterwards that wasn't as good, too easy, as I said earlier. But this game, it was great. And it was actually kind of like one of the last games that was really challenging for an RPG. And it was really bloody, which everyone loves. And it was interesting to see a world just completely destroyed and how people live in it. I've never played any of the Fallouts before 3, but I don't think they're as good as this one, though, I'll tell you that much. Don't have this game already? Better get it. It's pretty good. Coming in at number 7 is Grand Theft Auto 4. Now this was the first Grand Theft Auto to have really good graphics and has a really good story, but it was the first Grand Theft Auto to have 16-player multiplayer. This became a major improvement in the Grand Theft Auto series, and became one of the funnest parts of the game. Playing with your friends in the city, just destroying, getting cops. It's one of the funnest things to do when you're being bored and you have nothing to do. And that's why this game's so high on the list. It's multiplayer, good graphics, great gameplay. It's just an overall really great game. Rockstar knows what they're doing with their games. This is also why I bet Grand Theft Auto 5 is going to be a really great game, and probably going to go up on my list when that game comes out. With number 8, we have Saints Row the Third. Now, you guys probably know I'm a huge Saints Row fan, but to tell you the truth, I was a little bit disappointed with Saints Row the Third, due to that they killed Johnny Gat, and it didn't seem to have as many activities as Saints Row 2. But this still was a good game. It had good graphics, had very fun gameplay, and overall was really fun. But it seemed to miss out on a few things that Saints Row 2 had. But overall, this was still a very fun game, very big city, big buildings, had everything that we always wanted: superheroes, zombies, new weapons, two-player co-op. Overall, it was a pretty good game. Okay, at number 9 we have Just Cause 2, one of my favorite free-roaming games. Now this game probably has the biggest map known to date right now. Really good graphics, great gameplay, super crazy action, chaos that's beyond awesome. It was just a really fun game, and it's still fun to play now. The first one wasn't as good, but this one's pretty great. And it had so many environments: jungle, desert, snow, and cities, huge planes to fly. Overall, this is a really great game. Just Cause 2 is a must-get, by far. At last, we reach number 10, Saints Row 2, my favorite RPG of all times. This game doesn't have the best graphics, but it's the funnest game I've ever played. Gameplay value on it's awesome. It has tons of replay value, mission replays, total customization. Multiplayer is a little lacking, but it's a really fun game. I mean, there's so much to do, and you could do so much stuff with a co-op partner. It's the funnest game I ever played. It's like San Andreas, but co-op, and you can replay any level. Awesome cutscenes, total customization. Just the best game I've ever played. That's an RPG. Probably the best game ever. I mean, it has everything, and I mean everything. If you guys don't have this game, you gotta get it. I mean, you seriously have to get this game. It is that good. I mean, if everyone had this game, there'd be world peace. I'm not even joking. Best game ever, Saints Row 2.